Hi, Tiana here with First Weekend Club and director Joel McCarthy of After Film School. It just had its world premiere at the Whistler Film Festival to a sold-out audience. Very exciting, a lot of crowd reactions. How did it feel sitting in the audience?
It was amazing. I think like a lot of the fun with the film is like there's so much controversial bits and bits that kind of play with people's morality. So it was kind of fun because sometimes you could feel like there's a few audience members they're like they can't do that, and then but then I think when we play with that humor comfort zone, I find that some of the funniest stuff is on that edge, and I was so thrilled with the reaction.
That's great. You give permission for people to laugh at something maybe they wouldn't because they're in a crowd of people.
Yeah.
Yes. So with After Film School, it's getting a lot of buzz. It's really exciting. Kind of broke all the rules in a lot of different ways. So let's talk about how it came to be and how you first started down the road to create After Film School.
Well, yeah, I guess like we had this script we were working on, and it was originally going to be a short, and I guess I've always wanted to make features, and I kept meeting people who are like, yeah, I got my feature made. It took 6 years. I got these investments in together and all that sort of stuff. And I guess I come from a generation where, you know, they put a popcorn button on your microwave because people were too anxious to hit like 2:30 or whatever. So I wanted to make this movie. I wanted to make it now, and I knew it was a movie that no one in their right minds would fund because it's just such a gamble. So I think it was so freeing. So we had like $5,000, and we wanted to make this film that like half of the people I pitched it to were just like, oh, you should not make that movie. Yeah. But I knew that this is my only chance to make that kind of movie, and I know for like Canadian film, a lot of the times to get attention, you know, you got to be quite bold. And I remember Young People King was a big Canadian film that got so much buzz because of the controversy of their title or what have you. So I think a lot of it was to kind of harp on that. And yeah, and we, you know, when you have $5,000, you can't afford to work with unions, really. You can't afford insurance. You can't afford a lot of locations and whatnot. And I guess like our mentality was like, well, what are they going to do? We're just like some people that want to make a movie. Like are they going to sue us? And so, we'll find out. Yeah. So we just kind of stopped making excuses, and as a team decided to embark on this ridiculous, ambitious project. And we, you know, there's a fair bit of rule breaking that had to. It's just physically impossible to shoot a film for $5,000 and to do it by the book. And so there was a fair bit of rule breaking, and it was so funny because sometimes there was like 5 different lies going on at once, and this person knows this and this and that, and it was so fun because it was on top of making a game. It was like this making a movie. It was like this big game of chess, and you know, we're building a house of cards and it could fall at any moment. But as soon as we got the entire movie in the can, I was beyond happy. I could not believe that we somehow pulled off shooting it. I knew we could edit it, we could post all that sort of stuff, yeah, but I could not believe that we got it in the can.
Well, that's amazing. And then you followed it through and you made it to the Whistler Film Festival for your world premiere. And so did you think that would be where the film would end up in the end?
I don't know where this film, you know, it was a lot of it came from an interview I saw with Sacha Baron Cohen. I don't know if you pronounced that properly. But anyways, he was like, I like to make movies that I want to watch. And I guess I have a pretty effed up sense of humor. And I was like, I have a pretty messed up sense of humor too. So I wanted to make the movie I wanted to watch. And I in no way thought it was going to be the thing that I thought was going to hurt us with film festivals is I feel like young people who watch like South Park and all that sort of stuff would love the humor and get it. But I feel like a lot of older folk, there are a lot of jokes that kind of just push buttons that they're not used to having pushed on screen. And so I was shocked when Paul, the head of programming here, saw the film, and he was like, he called me, he loved it, he was so supportive of it, he's been extremely supportive of it. And I was like, are you sure you watched the same film? He must have been in a great mood when he watched it. But yeah, we were shocked as a team to hear how much people were liking this film, because it was kind of a film that we were almost banking on audiences being polarized. I'm praying to get my first like article just slamming us and being like, I can't believe these people made this movie.
Yeah,
and
fair enough. Hey, bad press is good press. It's a lot more fun, probably.
I'm dying for bad press. I really am.
So you really had support the entire time. You had over 140 volunteers with cast and crew, and you're getting support now after the film's been made. And, you know, you talked about connecting with an audience that, you know, like South Park and things like that. And you're now on video on demand through First Weekend Club. So for the next couple weeks, people will be able to view the film online, and you'll be able to connect with that audience. And that's a pretty exciting thing.
It's been amazing. And like last night we were at our after party, and I'm getting texts and phone calls at like midnight of like, we just watched it, we just had a screening party, and oh my gosh, we loved it. And like the fact that like, it's so cool because my first feature was a documentary, Taking My Parents to Burning Man, and it still isn't physically out. It's hopefully going to be out in the spring. And that was like a year ago now. And this is just so exciting because we got to build the hype to the film and instantly be able to be like, but you can watch it right now. Yeah. And it's been... I could not believe how well the reception was of it, and you know, going to the after parties and last night and just hearing just everyone still ranting about it, discussing it, and kind of really discussing a lot of the things I wanted to have conversations about. You know, wanted people to start conversations about after the movie, and it's so cool. It's happening online, and some very reputable like companies and agencies have been tweeting about it and writing about it on Facebook and Twitter, and it's so weird because, you know, we're super indie. We're not super connected with like the industry folk. And if you watch this film, you know, you can see it's very transparent how we made the film and the grassroots approach, and it's just so cool to have the industry that, you know, we're trying to get into start to kind of accept us and really be pushing for our film. So it's insane. It's a crazy feeling. And I would have, if you asked me like 6 months ago if this would happen with the film, I'd be like, no.
Well, that's great. Thank you so much, Joel. After film school, breaking all the rules, who knows what's up next?